It begins in the hallway. A jostle of the shoulder, a too loud laugh, a glare just long enough to sting. It seems simple, maybe even harmless at first. But behind the curled lip and swaggering gait, behind the sharp words flung like knives at the softest targets, lies a story buried deeper than most are willing to dig. We imagine bullies as beasts, brainless brutes built of muscle and spite. They're the villains of every high school film, caricatures with fists and sneers. But the truth is far more complicated and, perhaps, far more tragic. A bully is not born, a bully is built. And what builds them are the very things they try hardest to hide: vulnerability, fear, longing, and loneliness. Consider the anatomy of cruelty. Why does someone choose to hurt another person? What do they gain? Power, yes. But power over whom? Over the quiet kid with their head down, the one who avoids eye contact and flinches when addressed. It's not real power. It's borrowed. It's a performance. The truth is that the bully is often powerless elsewhere. At home, they may be the one who's shouted at, ignored, or worse. Perhaps their father's approval comes only through discipline, or their mother's affection is buried beneath her exhaustion. Maybe they were once the victim, taunted for being too small, too smart, too strange. In a world that rewards dominance and punishes softness, the bully learns to armor themselves in cruelty. It becomes a survival strategy. In their world, kindness is weakness. So they bury it. They learn to speak with venom and walk with menace. But behind closed doors, in the mirror they avoid, are the remnants of a child who once reached out, only to be slapped down or laughed at. Bullying is theater. It requires an audience, classmates who giggle uncomfortably, friends who cheer from behind, teachers who look away. A bully thrives on this tension. But the mask they wear is heavy, and it doesn't come off easily. They become addicted to the role. It gives them structure, identity. Without it, who are they? Just a kid like everyone else. Just a person full of fears and dreams, clumsy hopes and silent hurts. That vulnerability is terrifying, so they bury it under layers of bravado. But it seeps out in odd moments. In a drawing they don't show anyone. In the way they pause before an insult, just for a second. In the silence they fall into when the lights go out. If you listen carefully, you might hear the crack in the mask, the strain in their voice, the quiet plea they'll never say out loud. See me. Really see me. There's a secret ritual in every schoolyard. The strong prey on the weak, yes, but not because they're evil. Because the system they grow up in teaches them that hierarchy is safety. The world tells them there are winners and losers. No one wants to be a loser. But here's the ultimate secret. Bullies fear they already are. Every insult they hurl is a desperate deflection from their own self-doubt. Every cruel prank is a distraction from the gnawing sense of inadequacy they carry like a second skin. If you could peel back the layers, you might find not confidence, but confusion. Not arrogance, but aching. What if we stopped looking at bullies as monsters and started seeing them as messengers? Messengers of what we as a society fail to address. Our obsession with power, our neglect of emotional health, our refusal to see pain unless it's screaming. This is not about asking for pity for bullies. Their actions hurt people. They leave bruises not just on skin but on the spirit. The scars of bullying can last a lifetime. Accountability matters. But so does understanding. Because when we understand, we can intervene, not just with punishment, but with compassion. What if, instead of suspension, we offered therapy? What if, instead of isolation, we provided connection? What if we taught emotional literacy as urgently as we teach math? What if we gave every child the tools to express pain without passing it on? Many bullies grow up and look back with regret. Some never escape the cycle. Others transform, often through the unexpected kindness of a teacher, a peer, a stranger who saw through the armor. A single moment of genuine recognition, "I see who you are underneath," can change a life. The final, most guarded secret of a bully is this: they don't hate their victims. They envy them. They envy the quiet kid's gentleness, the shy one's sensitivity, the outcast's courage to be different. They mock what they fear and crush what they don't understand. But deep down, a part of them wishes they could be so brave, so free. So if you've ever been the target of a bully, know this: it was never about your weakness. It was always about your strength, something they recognized in you that they couldn't yet find in themselves. And if you've ever been a bully, maybe there's still time to take off the mask. You are more than what you've done. You can choose something else. You can heal. You can change. You can be free.